Hey, hey, how's it going, everyone? In this video, we're going to be analyzing inflation, interest, unemployment dataset. Let's go ahead and start. There you go. Let's go ahead and import the file. Ooh, tons of none. So let's go ahead and investigate some. There are tons of non-values. What does it mean is, let's go ahead and see in the percentage. So 30%, 69%. That's not good. This is totally fine. We're not going to do any statistical analysis. Let's go ahead and spend some time on it and try to see what can be done. This is a pretty reasonable size data set. Let's go ahead and see the name of the country first. So what I'm looking for is I am looking for Nepal. Okay, what we are going to do is we would try to see. Okay, there are pretty much tons of data. So this is a year. And the column that we have here is what is the latest, this 2021. I'm going to be focusing on detail, the latest data. Yes, latest data. '17 to '21. So we would want to take the table inflation, consumer price, and average it out. This is the annual inflation rate. Let's go ahead and see the unemployment total labor force for the last 4 years. That's 5%. Let's go ahead and see the another estimation by another modeled ILO, International Labor Organization. Let's go ahead and see. So it's a little bit higher. What about the real estate interest? $2.5. I hope it was true, but it is not. This average for 5 years. Not having those 2 years, 22, 23, 24, these 3 years has significant impact on the data, right? We can pretty much plot this. Oops. And plot these guys too. 0.05, it went up, it came back down. So it seems like it does not have a data for these small countries. What we will do is, so from 13,800 rows to 266 rows is not going to be an accurate representation of the data that we're about to see. So we are still going to work with this is the sample that we have. Now, Henry, lower middle income. So what we will do is, '17 and 21, right? So instead of showing all this data, this is what we will see. We will spend. So the unemployment percent was 11%. Inflation was 5% on average. And GDP deflator was 8%. There are tons of data that has been missing. So the unemployment rate was increasing, right? Even though we do have this here, years. Let's go ahead and see. So I was trying to so a year has been repeated 266 times. What does it mean? It does not mean anything for the time being. Okay. Let's go ahead and see the income level. Let's go ahead and plot it out. The data set that we're using right now is not the best data set to do exploratory analysis. Now we are going to finalize this video and with metrics correlation like always. Tons of empty data. I'm supposed to, are we missing something? Yes, there we go. This is the heat map. So lighter we go, it's more correlation. So there's correlation here, there's correlation here. Pair plot. Let's go ahead and see pair plot. It might take a second to build a pair plot for this data set. 2025. It is going to take a minute for us, for Google Colab to show us a pair plot. It's going to show us the histogram and scatter plot. So there are a bunch of functions running down here if you realize. Eventually there should be a way for us to write all these functions classes so that we would pull the data, clean it, and at least do some visualization, some level of visualization, so that the data that seems to be interesting, we're going to be focused on those data. We're not going to be spending time in the data that does not make sense for us when we look at the visuals of it. So to talk about the data that we just used in this video, there are a bunch of data points that were missing, right? So if we would have dropped either the columns or rows, then the 60% or 70-80% of the data is gone, and it would have been almost impossible for us to analyze the data and present it. So we're going to be waiting 1 more minute, and if we do not get a pair plot, then we are going to be moving forward. So we are going to stop right here because of all the empty cells, empty records that we have. It might be going on the loop. So by looking at the functions that are being executed, it gives us some idea that what is happening behind the hood, under the hood. Okay, we are going to be stopping it right here. It's been 5 minutes. I will see you guys in another video.